Alright, what is up guys? It is Pup, your coach of the Green Bay Drillbers, and today we have week 5 of the APL. If you guys haven't checked out week 4, you better go check it out. But above all else, if you guys have not subscribed to my channel or, liked this video already, you better go ahead and do it. We're looking to get 100 subscribers by like the end, by the start of like May-ish, end of my semester. That would feel really nice for me. And obviously you guys don't want to miss out on this draft league content. You'll also be seeing some Nuzlocke content on this channel as well, which if you don't know what Nuzlocks are, they're going to be pretty cool and you better check that out. And if you do, then you should be really excited. But if you guys don't want to watch this team builder, then you guys can skip ahead. There should be a timestamp in the description. There should be a time on the screen that you could skip to. But yeah, without further ado, we're going to go over this team builder, go over my team first. So I have Terra Latias, I have Scizor, Terra Petulant, Rabombi, Crocodile, Inteleon, King Gambit, Bellibolt, Terrakion, Typhlosion, and Munchlax. And we are facing Newt this week, and Newt has Urshifu Single Strike, Latios, Galarian Weezing, Cinderace, Terra Swampert, Whimsicott, Terra Raikou, Iron Thorns, Fortress, and Dusclops. So a little bit of an interesting matchup. Their Terra captains aren't as scary as some of the ones we've went up against in the last couple weeks, but they also have they have Latios and they have Urshifu, and Urshifu can really destroy our team, especially if they choose to go a choice banded route. So we're definitely gonna have to prep for that. One nice thing about their team is that they don't have a single Pokemon above 119 speed, because that's Cinderace. So Inteleon and Rabombi will be able to outspeed everything on their team. And if I set up some sticky webs, then I'll be outspeeding everything with like my base 100s, which will be very, very nice. So we're just going to start this off with Inteleon. I'm not going with the, sniper set that we have been the last couple weeks. I think that a Choice Spec set looks great in this matchup. Choice Spec's Hydro Pump into their team is completely free, and their only switch in is maybe Dusclops can maybe switch in and eat it and be able to, eat some hits. But I have Dark Pulse for that thing. I also have Ice Beam that hits the Whimsicott and the Latios a little bit better than Hydro Pump, and then Flip Turn as well, just so I can get out of there. With max speed and max special attack, this should be able to destroy a lot of Pokemon on their team. If they have some Choice Scarfers, then they'll be able to outrun me unless I have this Sticky Webs up. So Inteleon's really going to be able to wall break in this game, and I feel like it's going to do a very, very good job at that role. Next up, we do have the aforementioned Rabombi with the Focus Sash, Shield Dust, Sticky Webs, Moonblast, Dunsparce, Grass Knot. Grass Knot is there for that Swampert, even though it might tear it out. But we also have Moonblast that just hits really everything, and then we can Stun Spore everything except for the Whimsicott, and potentially Fortress if they decide to run Overcoat, which I feel like is not a bad bring into my Rabombi. But obviously you might be thinking, like, why are you bringing Sticky Webs into Fortress plus Galarian Weezing, like all that removal? And honestly, I have Petulant on the team, so I can block Rapid Spin. It's pretty free against Fortress. I mean, they can Thunder Wave me, but they can't really do too much else before I Terra. So I'm not really worried about the Fortress. The Galarian Weezing can defog on my team, but if I get a free switch in on that defog, if I switch into some of the other really strong Pokemon on my team, then I can get a couple free kills. So I think Sticky Webs is going to be great anyways. I have enough speed to outspeed everything on their team, and the max special attack, a little bit of HP. That should allow me to eat a Choice Banded Wicked Blow from the Urshifu, which is really awesome. Next up, we have Petulant. I swear he's there, but we're rocking Terra Fairy with leftovers, Malignant Chain, Shadow Ball, Recover, Parting Shot. With max HP, a lot of defense, some speed, and then a little bit of special attack as well. We have the speed on here just because I don't want to be outsped by stuff like, if anything is trying to creep my King Gambit, we're going to outspeed it, but we also outspeed Swampert and Weezing if they have a lot of speed investment, which I could definitely see the Swampert being some sort of adamant like Choice Band set. Looks really great into especially the team that I brought today. It kind of gets destroyed, and we don't have any levitators besides our Latias, so that's definitely tough for my team right now since we got rid of the Thunderous, but I feel like I should be pretty good into that, and with all my defense and Terra Fairy, I'll be able to eat them anyways. Malignant Chain is there for almost everything on their team, but they do have a Fortress, so we have Shadow Ball for that. It'll also hit the Dusclops really strong as well. and then recover to get our HP back, and parting shot to be able to get some momentum, hopefully get in like our Inteleon or our next Pokemon, which is going to be the Choice Specs Typhlosion. So double Choice Specs today with Flash Fire, just so they the Cinderace can't freely click Pyro Ball. It also can't freely click High Jump Kick with a Petron in the back. And then if I get a Flash Fire boost and just click Eruption, then nothing on their team takes the hits at all. I just destroy stuff with that. I also have Overheat if I am lower on health. I have Scorching Sands and I have Shadow Ball. These moves are really great into them. Shadow Ball is mostly there for the Lottie and the Dusclops, but it's not like a bad neutral click if I need it. And then Scorching Sands is there, really will take out that the Iron Thorns. Sorry, it should take it out in one hit. It could also hit Weezing if they do not end up being Levitate, even though I think they should be. Then we have enough speed on here to outspeed the Urshifu, and then max special attack with a little bit of HP. If they are running a Scarfed Urshifu, then we will need the webs up to be able to beat that thing. But we have some defensive Pokemon, like our next Pokemon, which is Bellibolt. And if they're Scarfed, or if they end up being like protective pads, which would be annoying for static, but if they're anything other than Choice Band, then Bellibolt should be able to take them on pretty well with leftovers, Parabolic Charge, Protect, Slack Off, and Toxic. We can Protect to get some leftovers back, Parabolic Charge, get health back, Slack Off obviously gets health, and then Toxic is great into their team. They only have one immunity. No, they have two with Fortress and the Weezing. But we can really hit those things with Parabolic Charge. They don't want to touch us easily anyways. And then like Swampert, we can just Toxic that thing. Should be able to eat any one hit and just be able to cripple that thing for the rest of the game. So Toxic is really great into their team. And then lastly, we have King Gambit. King Gambit absolutely carried us last week into a very, very nice reverse sweep. And today, I'm hoping that it'll be no different. With a Lumberry, we cannot get burned by the Galarian Weezing or the Dusclops. Also, we need to be Supreme Overlord. But we have Iron Head, Kowtow, Cleave, Sucker, and Sword Stance. I was debating going some other move than Sword Stance on the last slot, but I feel like if we ever get into a situation in the late game where we're in front of the Weezing, or we're in front of this Dusclops, probably more the Dusclops. If we're sitting in front of those things, and we can just click Sword Stance to get ahead and be able to destroy them, that would be amazing. I'm thinking about taking some HP away from this and investing it into speed to try to outrun that Galarian Weezing. And it will also outspeed a Swampert if they're not invested as well. I feel like that could be really nice since we're not going to be destroying those things with Sucker Punch. It's more of an Iron Head situation there. So yeah, I think I will do that. But I mean, it'll probably be something like this, you know, some little thing. You know, I might as well just do it right now. Okay, we need to get up to 157. Okay, just one more point, and we'll take one away. Nah, it doesn't even matter. So this is what the spread's going to be, just so we outspeed the non-invested Swampert and Galarian Weezing, hit those things with Iron Head and Kowtow Cleave respectively. That's about it for the team. I feel like we have a much better matchup this week than we did in past weeks. But I mean, we have 3 wins in a row, so obviously the matchups haven't been too bad, or we're just been getting really lucky. And I hope this week is no different, that we get pretty lucky and we get a nice win. So that's about it for me. Just a reminder, if you guys haven't clicked the like or subscribe, please do that now, and I'll see you guys in the battle. Alright, we are here with the battle. We see Newt's team. They got Cinderace, Swampert with Terra Ground, Urshifu, Raikou also with Terra Ground. They have Latios, my bad, and then the Weezing. So I feel like both of my Choice Specs mons go absolutely crazy here. And like Inteleon just outspeeding their entire team is completely disgusting. They might end up leading with Swampert. They do have Defog on the Galarian Weezing. Yeah, that is definitely annoying, but I can always get like free eruptions into it. I wonder what they end up leading with. I'm just gonna go Rabombi. I think that Rabombi's the best. They don't really have a good lead into it. Yeah, they go Cinder. And I think I just Stun Spore here. Oh, it's 75% accuracy though. Don't want to miss that. But I'm going to go for it. If they're Scarfed here, I will see. Because I'm 1 point faster than them. Sorry, I cannot speak. But they can't knock me out with Pyro because I am Focus Sashed. And then paralyzing this thing will be amazing. Paralyzing anything will be really nice. If I were them, I might just go Wheezing. I'm not rocking the Psychic move to take care of that thing. But we'll see what they do. Maybe they go out into like the Swampert, or even, I don't know. I feel like they don't have too many options besides staying in or going Wheezing. Let's see what they do. They U-turn, so they are Scarf. Okay. Good to know. Very good to know. Scarf Cinder. So these webs are super nice for that. Making sure I outspeed with everything on my team. I did 33 with that U-turn. Yeah, that's just looking like a normal set. But let's lock in the Scarfer. What are they going to go out to here? It's got to be like that Wheezing. Yeah, it is. We do land the Stun Spore, which is really nice. It's a great start. And then I'll go out to Pecharunt. You can't Toxic me. It's like pretty free. The worst that you can do is literally just like Willow me. I don't think you have any coverage to hit me. Don't think so at all. Let's see, man. Say I better avenge them. Yeah, I'm gonna try. Definitely don't want to lose this game. I already have really good knowledge, and having the paralysis on this thing is already really nice. Just so it gets to not be as much of a threat. They do like to take their time on these moves, I will say that. For me, it's pretty much just been click, click. They're just going to Sludge Bomb. It does 6%. Alright. 6%, that's no investment, which is probably pretty normal. They don't have a great switch in here, so I'm just going to Malignant Chain. And if they want to switch into something, it can easily get poisoned. If not, I could be Hex. I'm not. Unfortunately, Hex would have been so much better in this game. But Malignant Chain is completely free. They have nothing that beats this. Like, nothing that can switch in and beat it. They have Lottie, obviously, with, like, Specs Luster Purge or Specs Draco will take me out. And Swampert, if they're an offensive set, will take me out with, like, 2. But we are pretty defensive. If they're not Specs, then Luster Purge is a roll to take me out. It's not necessarily a good roll for them. But yeah, we just have so much bulk in this thing. We can also just recover up to full with Black Sledge and everything. They don't have a great knockoff user. And this thing's just hopefully going to bully them. I don't have to Terra. I just Malignant. And they Sledge Bomb again. Oh wow, they get the crit. No. That's not a big deal. But I guess at this point, like, my Malignant Chains are going down. And they might just Pain Split. I could see a Pain Split coming out. I'm going to go for a Spadef drop, I guess. Because I should be 2 at KOing them. They're not, like, leftovers or anything. Yeah, Pain Split would be pretty annoying to see. And that's the only real way that it, like, does anything to me. Let's see what they end up doing, man. Still just taking forever on the moves. But with this thing weakened, like, Specs Typhlosion obviously destroys it. The only thing that... Ooh, they go to Swampert. Wish I would have clicked. Oh my goodness. That's super Assault Vest. crazy assault vest on that thing. Wow. That's assault vest max Spadef. And honestly, like, Earthquake, even if they Terra Ground, let's put it in Terra Ground here. Like, it's doing half, potentially. I'm just gonna Malignant Chain. I do get the Toxic. Awesome. And the Confused. Okay, I guess they do have some knockoff user. But, I could just Shadow Ball. Or I could Recover. I think having this thing at full is going to be really nice, so I'm going to hope for them to hit themselves and just recover up to full. This set is like perfect for their team. The only thing that beats me is like, I mean, obviously if they get a free switch in, they're going to beat me with like Urshifu or something. They do Earthquake. Luckily I can just stall them out. I'm going to click Recover once more. They're taking so much from this, like 18% from the next Toxic. I could even Malignant Chain again, but I don't want to die to a Terra Ground Earthquake, which they might think would take me out. Definitely would not, though. It barely does half. But yeah, man. Max Spadef Assault Vest. Luckily, this thing is very, very chipped. So Typhlosion just destroys. Yeah, at this range, it kills with Eruption. Everything on their team pretty much like dies to that. So if I get up those webs, then I'm in an amazing spot. Only thing, like, obviously they have Lottie that won't get hit by them and will outspeed. The Cinder will outspeed because it's Choice Scarf. Yeah, and we're modest, aren't we? No, so we're outspeeding Urshifu, at least. And then we'll outspeed Raikou under the webs. So I guess the webs aren't even that important for it. I really just need to get it in on a either like knockout by something else, or you know, just get in on a free switch. So I could Parting Shot, but I'm not going to Parting Shot out into it right now, especially because I'm faster than this Pert. I have to be careful because they could be Scarf Urshifu in the back as well, as they go Raikou. Interesting. Like Terra Blast Ground. Let's see how much that does. It does 80% to me. Yeah, Terra Blast Ground is really good into me. Is the Malignant Chain worth it on this guy? Or like a Parting Shot, is that worth it? I could go set up my webs. I could also just do a good chunk of damage. Let's see how much Inteleon does. Hydro Pump just takes this thing out, especially if they Terra Ground. So I guess if they Terra Ground, I'm fine. I can always recover this thing on Weezing or the Pert. So I'm going to just Parting Shot. They do Terra Ground, Terra Blast, and they're Specs. They are Specs. Okay. That is the only way it takes me out. I mean, potentially modest like Expert Belt. It's a roll. So I go Inteleon, and I think I just get a kill. Or I can go Rabombi. Rabombi, I mean, versus Weezing, I could KO him with a couple Moonblasts, but I think Inteleon is just so free here. And Hydro literally just knocks something out. I could also Ice Beam, but it's risky, so I will Pump. Or I could Flip. Nah, I just Pump. I was gonna say, if they want to go into something like Swampert, that does eat one Pump, then I could go Rabombi. Like if I Flip turned into that thing, go Rabombi. I set up my webs, or I just take it out. I don't know, but knowing that that thing is probably Choice Specs is nice. And they've got to be timid. I don't think... Does Modest make much sense? I guess it does. It outspeeds my Typhlosion. Yeah, they're probably Modest. But I mean, with no item, they never one-shot. So I guess they could be like Soft Sand, but they can't be Choice Scarf, is the big thing. So I should get a kill. I do land, and oh my goodness, does a lot of damage. They will definitely know that I'm Specs at this point. So they can either go like Cinder, they can go, I guess they can go Latios. Now, I don't have a great Latios answer at this point. I mean, in the back, it's the Rabombi. Yeah, I mean, I'm in a little bit of a bad spot here. But pretty much every time Inteleon comes in, it gets a free kill. So they go out to Cinder. High Jump Kick has a chance to knock me out. That's a good one. But I think I go Belly Bolt, because if they do take that chance, or if they just U-turn, I can get a static para. And I'm like fully Fizz Def. They're barely going to do anything to me. If they U-turn, they can go back out to Raikou and probably claim a kill. But then I just claim another with Inteleon anyways. Come on, let's get this para. Oh, they crit me. That's horrible. Crit no para. It's absolutely the worst thing that could have happened. Yeah, crit no para. Now I could Toxic if they bring in anything besides that Wheezing. So like if they go Raikou, I'm gonna go for Toxic. No way they stay in here. Risk me discharging them. Or I just slack offing in their face. They could get static para'd. There's no way they should stay in. They could also go to like Lottie, I guess. But I think Raikou is a good switch in, because I can't really touch them. Unless I'm like a Muddy Water, but I'm not on this set. Just Toxic. Terra Ground is a good bring into me, especially versus this team. 4 ground weaknesses. And with Specs, man, that destroys. But really unfortunate to get no static and to get crit. I mean, it would have been fine getting crit if I got the static there. I would have been totally fine with that. I would have been actually very, very happy with that. But no chance for that. But I mean, if they're not Scarf Lottie, if I get my webs up, like Inteleon just destroys them. I really just need some damage on that Lottie, and then Inteleon clicks Hydro and wins. Urshifu versus Inteleon. Sucker Punch, if they're banned, it has a shot to kill me. If they're not, it doesn't. They do get static para'd this turn, so I can't Toxic them, which sucks. But I'm gonna Protect. I feel like they probably just stay in and do it again. So I'll do 50% of their health. Might as well. I really thought that they would go out to Raikou there though. Because now, like, with the para on that thing, even with a Scarf, like, they are not fast. Let's see, they're 247, which is nothing. It's gonna outspeed, like, the other stuff on my team. But they do miss that high jump kick. I get a little bit of lefties back. And I'm gonna go Rabombi this turn. I definitely need to keep my sacks. But at this point, they go Urshifu. Awesome. Great, 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 great. I get the freest Moonblast of my life. But I was gonna say, like, they're para'd. I don't need the webs. And I just go into my Rabombi to eat it up, because high jump kick does nothing. It's a 3 KO. And if they get fully paralyzed, like, I can beat them 1v1 with this thing. Yeah, I'm in a pretty decent spot now. Maybe I should have protected first and then went for Toxic. Oh well. It's better that I got the static. As they go out to Wheezing. Takes a good chunk too. Special attack drop. Does Sludge Bomb knock me out? Don't think it does. I'm just gonna go for another Moonblast. As they Willow me. Awesome. And then, should I set up the webs? I don't think so. I'm just gonna Moonblast, take out the Wheezing. And now this thing is actually crazy versus their team. This thing actually goes wild. They don't have anything faster than me. I destroy Lottie and Urshifu. I mean, I don't actually destroy either of them. And a Sucker Punch from Choice Band has a shot to take me out at this range. So maybe if they go Urshifu, I just go for the Para. And if they go Raikou, then I probably should just Para. And Grass Knot actually does a lot of damage to the Raikou, though. Puts it in Ice Beam range. I'm not so sure. Honestly, another endgame is a Choice Spec Shadow Ball. It doesn't one-shot Lottie, but it does a lot. It should knock out Cinder. Maybe not. But if they're just like... If there's 0 HP investment, then it knocks out Cinder. Does a million to Lottie. Does a lot to the Raikou as well if they are chipped, like if I Grass Knot them. I am worried about setup Lottie, though. And if they're Scarf, I think I'm fine. Not even looking at the King Gambit endgame as well. As they go Cinder. So if they get parried, then I beat this thing, and that's amazing. But I could also just sack off Belly Bolt, and then freely go into either Helium or Silver, and just get a kill or 2 or 3. So I think I'm going to play it a little bit safer. No webs. I guess it could be Scarf Urshifu in the back. And in that case, like, webs are necessary. But I'm going to go out to Belly Bolt. They Pyro Ball me. So locked into Pyro Ball, I'm going to go Typhlosion. And I either Eruption or I Shadow Ball. Eruption kills everything except for Latios. So they're kind of forced to bring that in. If I Shadow Ball here and then they give me like the Flash Fire boost, then I'm fine. I think I just Eruption. You know, I'm just now realizing that I misplayed a lot. Not even tearing my Pecharunt versus that Raikou earlier in the game. That was pretty stupid. But oh well. Maybe this was a misplay. No, I don't think it should be. If they end up going Latios, I think I just Eruption in their face. And then as long as I don't let them get up in agility and they're not like Choice Scarf, which I don't think they would run so many choice items because Urshifu might already be Choice Band. And they have a Choice Specs and a Choice Scarf confirmed. But I think I could be fine. Oh man, I don't know. This is definitely scary. 4v4, they definitely have a lot of very scary mons left. Well, I do not. The nice thing about keeping Rabombi around is that I eat a Choice Band in close combat. So they can't lock themselves into that. I mean, they can, but I will be able to eat that thing. There's a potential that it knocks me out with a burn, but I'll be able to get a hit off on them no matter what. But yeah, man, they sack off Raikou. Interesting play. And now they should go Latios. I guess they could go out to Urshifu as well. and go for Sucker. Because if they bring me down, then Eruption's not going to do very much at all. If they bring me to like, say 20% or something, Eruption does nothing. I guess that is another play that I didn't even really see. I think if they go Urshifu, I go Hard or Bombi. And we get to see if they're choiced or not. I am kind of confused on why they aren't letting Cinder go down. They do go out to Latios. Now, I don't want them to set up. If they knock me out, that's fine. I'm honestly fine with that. I'm just going to go for Eruption. They do Calm Mind. Okay. So I get the play right. Doesn't do very much, though. So, obviously, it was not the best play. This turn, I'm going to go King Gambit. And if they're Aura Sphere, it's going to knock me out, for sure. But we have Sucker Punch Mind games every day. I hate that it's come down to that. But at this point, Inteleon with an Ice Beam still does a lot. And they Luster Purge. I make the right play. I'm just going to kowtow this turn. I think that they Calm Mind or they switch out. They could go Urshifu. I guess in that case, should I Iron Head? Iron Head always knocks this thing out if they're offensive. But if they're Calm Mindset, it might not. Let's see. My Eruption did 32. Doesn't look like they have very much investment, if any. I'm just gonna Iron Head. No, I mean there is reason to Sucker Punch, but I think this is a better play. If they do knock me out, I can go into Inteleon and chip them down. And then I think I Revenge Kill with Rabombi, and then win the game with Typhlosion, potentially. Very, very potentially. We'll see, though. Yeah, this is a good set to bring versus me. So I guess let's see what happens, man. Definitely worried. Yeah, they say this endgame is scary. I'm just Iron Heading. I'm not gonna, you know, like they could easily switch out. The Urshifu is kind of free. They do go Urshifu. I just Iron Head it. They've got some bulk. They've definitely got a good amount of bulk, actually. They might be a bulk up set. But I'm going to go to the B. B is best. And I think Lottie dies to an Ice Beam at this point. Yo, Ice Beam is almost a sweep. Even if they're max HP on Urshifu, which I doubt they're max HP and Choice Band, Ice Beam is a really good chance to knock them out from here. They are just going to CC, so I make the good play. And then Sucker Punch probably knocks out Rabombi here. What do I do? I kind of want to Stun Spore. I will. Because they can freely Sucker. They go Cinder, so that's a good play by them. Let me calc that damage. That 30. I think I'm going to set up webs. Just in case they're Choice Scarf Urshifu. They Sucker. Alright, we set up the webs. And now I know they're choiced into Sucker. I can freely switch into Typhlosion or Inteleon. I'm just going to go Inteleon. Keep this sack in the back. Yeah, they stay in. All right. This is the end game now. I think my end game is just go for Ice Beam. I guess Sucker Punch does a lot to me here. It's actually a 2 KO. The way I kind of want to go out to King Gambit here is kind of crazy. I'm going to do it. And they get paralyzed, but it doesn't matter. I can Sword Stance up here, or I can just Kowtow. And I think Kowtow is a better play. If they do switch into Urshifu, then I should win with Inteleon Ice Beam. They could predict this and like go Lottie. Predict the Sword Stance and go Lottie. But Kowtow will definitely take them out. I think I'm owning this endgame. And just in case they're Scarf Urshifu, because that would be super scary. I just had to get those webs up. But Ice Beam 100% kills Lottie. And it's a 70% chance to kill Urshifu if they're max HP. Which I could see. Let's see how much my Iron Head did. Oh, they go Lottie. I think I got him. I don't think there's any way that they win here. I'm pretty sure they're not banded on the Urshifu. They go Cinder here. Sucker Punch takes him out. So I'm going to go for Sucker. And then I think the play versus... I do get them with Sucker. Pretty sure play versus Urshifu is always to Iron Head. I never want to let them set up if they're a setup variant. I actually outspeed them, which is crazy. And they just CC, which means I can get the kill with whoever I want. I just gotta make sure I don't die to a Sucker Punch. I'll give it to my boy Inteleon here. I will take him out with Ice Beam. And good game. I think I played that endgame very, very well. I kind of felt like I was in control. And I'm very glad that I made that Kowtow play instead of like getting greedy and Sword Stancing. I think that was probably their only out, was to go to Lottie there and try to Aura Sphere me, take me out. But very good game to our opponent, a very long one as well. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.